Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I tried MLM Makeup, specifically eyeshadows. So the reason I started to do this video was because looking at the cost of the MLM eyeshadow, I thought it was so high compared to other brands, and I wanted to see how it performed in different things, which we'll get into that. I actually did my makeup using these eyeshadows, but first we'll get into just how much each brand costs. We're gonna go for kind of a quad, so kind of like this. If you have like 4 eyeshadows with or without a mirror, I'll tell you whether they come with a mirror and how they're packaged. So we'll start with kind of the cheapest of the MLM makeup. Cheap! This one isn't that expensive. It is sort of the drugstore pricing of the MLM makeup. This is Avon. They have a quad that comes with a brush. It's $15, $11.99 if you remember, because they always want to suck you in.
Come to the dark side.
You also will be paying shipping. It does come with a little sponge brush like this one did, which I know all y'all are using for your makeup needs. Most of the MLM makeup has it so you can buy each of the individual shadows and then like make them into a palette on their own. Avon doesn't. They're keeping it simple. It's not that expensive. Kind of next up in the array of makeup is Mary Kay. And I actually did get the exact quad they have right now that's offered already put together. And this is $32. If you want to build your own palette, the individual shadows are $8. The magnetic case starts at $18, so you end up spending $50 if you just want 4 eyeshadows in a palette, which is fairly pricey for 4 eyeshadows in a box. I mean, you can buy the already made for $32. I used to use Mary Kay, like I don't know how many years ago. It was probably,
You're so old.
like 15 years ago. They used to have, and they still do have, a similar thing. They have these looks that you can buy that they have everything for the look, and you can like buy it all together. It used to come like in a case, and it had the eyeshadow, it had the blush, it had the brushes. It was probably still spongy brushes, but it had a blush brush and the lipstick in a little slot and the eyeliner. And I loved it. They had this classic look or something that was bright red lipstick, pale eyeshadow, and winged eyeliner. So of course they sucked me in. Now they have it, but you just like get the bits separately, it looks like. And it's like free floating eyeshadow. So then you'd have to like also buy a palette. It starts at like $94. I don't know. It's not the same, and they don't have that look that I liked before. But I thought that was such a cool thing, and I don't know why they still don't do it the same way. It was really fun. Oh, and I also had a card. Like, here's where you put this color of eyeshadow. Here's where you put this. Here's how you do your eyeliner. Here's where you put your blush. It was really fun. Our next MLM is Alouette. I had never heard of this. I don't know if y'all have. You can get this type of palette, which is actually a 6 shadow palette, for $30. It's just like the cardboard. It does have a mirror. If you want like the plastic, they have a quad that's $32. If you want to build your own palette, the shadows individually are $12. The palette you can put them in is $24.99. So to get a quad, it is $72.99, which is just so crazy to spend that much on 4 eyeshadows in a box.
Very expensive.
I don't know, it just seems so much. And then moving on to Seint, which used to be Maskara with like a K in it. I actually knew someone who had a party or something, I can't remember, and I like went to it because I specifically needed mascara. And I was like, oh, well, you know, they're having a party, I can support them, which really irritates me with the way MLMs work. I don't want to feel pressured to purchase things, but they don't sell mascara. They were called mascara, they don't sell mascara. It was the most bizarre thing, and I don't know what happened to that. There's probably some deep dive you can look up on YouTube that maybe they did sell mascara and then they stopped. I don't know. Drove me crazy. I didn't buy anything. They do not sell any pre-made palettes, at least right now on their website. So you have to buy the individual eyeshadows and put them in the box. Their eyeshadows start at $14 and go up to $16 for the individual eyeshadows. And the cheapest box, the little cardboard box, is $17. So it's $73. That's the only way you can get a quad, is $73 for a quad from Seint.
Very expensive.
And last, I have Younique. So they have pre-made quads that start at $40, and then they also have ones that are $58 that you can choose the bits, but they don't have a mirror. It's just like this little cardboard kind of holder that you can put 4 in. That's $58. If you want the like build your own palette magnetic mirror thing, the individual shadows start at $11.20 and they go to $16. The little magnetic palette starts at $28. And so to get a quad that way, it's $72.80. And they do, I checked, have at least 4 eyeshadows that are $11.20. So you can get it that cheap for the $72.80. But still, that's $72. So we have $72.80, $73, $72.99, and then $50. It seems so crazy to me, the cost. And the reason I started looking at this is because I realized that it is more expensive than the Gucci quad.
Bougie.
The Gucci quad is $69. And you know you're paying for the fact that it's Gucci. Like, but also I love their packaging because it looks like it's from the 30s. And you know how much I love packaging. It gets me so much. So here is the Gucci quad. There's the inside. Oh, the tiny little brush fell out. And this may be a goofy little brush because it does have the sponge side, but it also has a brush side. So it is kind of cute. And then we have the shadows. Oh, this is actually a full face palette. I didn't even realize that. This isn't just an eyeshadow. This is, you can use it as a highlighter or on your eyeshadow. This is just for your eyes. This you can use on your eyes and your cheeks. No. Yeah. Although, why would you want purple on your cheeks? That is such a bizarre thing. And this you could use on your eyes, cheeks, and lips. So you could use them all on your eyes, or you could like try to full face it up, which is kind of fun. I don't think I would do that because you know how I am. If they try to make it for everything, it doesn't work that well for some of the things. Like, I don't want the same qualities in a lipstick as I want in my eyeshadow, but we'll swatch all these. I did not try these for my makeup like I did the MLM stuff. So yeah, this last one is actually a cream. So there you go. You have the blue and the silver and this kind of lavender. You could really get a look out of it. I don't know so much. I don't like orange lips. So I really wouldn't do a lot with that. Although actually, I do like kind of peachy blushes. So maybe it is nice that it's lots of things. Because I might use that as a blush. Like a cream blush. Huh.
Let's give it a go.
I actually like those. Which is nice. My actual favorite Gucci thing of all time is their bronzer. Which really looks like it's from the 30s. And I know Robert Welsh doesn't like the formula. But this color, I'm wearing it right now. I love this color.
That is a lovely shade.
This color is, it just feels perfect for my skin tone. And I don't know if everyone would agree. Maybe other people are going, don't use that. But I love it, so it doesn't really matter. And I love the smell of it, which is a weird thing. But I don't know, I really like the smell of it. It doesn't have like a scent. It's just like the scent of the powder. But I really love it. While we don't need to go out and get Gucci makeup, like obviously that is a huge splurge. Like if you think about it, like no one's going, you know what I really need? I need some Gucci makeup. No, but the fact that these MLMs, which I wouldn't say purport themselves to be luxury brands, they're selling it like, oh, everyone can do this. Everyone should be able to like work with this and use it. And it's so expensive. It is so insanely expensive that it can cost more than luxury. I am not kidding. I bought this stuff from Maskara because I have way too much anxiety to contact this many like MLM reps and have them contact me, which is part of the reason I just don't like MLM structure. I am diagnosed agoraphobic.
Because you're agoraphobic.
I can't have people trying to call me and trying to contact me. It gives me so much anxiety. I can't do it. I don't want my friends trying to sell me things because I feel like I have to like support them, but I don't even want the stuff. And it's just such a messy selling method for me personally. And so I don't like it. And just for this video, buying things at discounted prices through Maskara, I spent $175 on this video.
Very expensive.
I don't make any money from YouTube. I have less than 1,000 subscribers. So I do all of this for free. $175 just for MLM eyeshadow. No other things. Well, Younique, I couldn't get just an eyeshadow. It came with a couple other things. But yeah, just to try these eyeshadows cost me $175. That is insane.
Crazy.
I will go through each of the eyeshadows, which is where I have the real problem with this. Like, bougie makeup, I'm for it. Like, I bought Gucci eyeshadow. I have Gucci bronzer. Yeah, it was a gift from my sister, but I wanted it. I buy Pat McGrath. I'm wearing Pat McGrath lip liner. I like fun, expensive makeup, but it has to work. I am not gonna spend a crap ton of money on makeup that does not work. I was so upset.
Works fine. Works just fine.
Because I didn't expect miraculous results from this. Like, I've used lots of different makeup brands. One of these was the worst eyeshadow I have ever tried in my entire life.
Literally the worst.
I had to redo my entire makeup. I had to wash it all off and start over because I just couldn't fix it. And I couldn't use that eyeshadow. I was very upset by this whole process. We'll go ahead again and just start with Avon. Avon I mean, it isn't obviously the best makeup ever. And actually, this little brush is already disintegrating into bits. But it's okay. I would say it's comparable to drugstore makeup. My mom had a bunch when I was a kid and we used it. It was fine. Like, I used this one on my eyes on the corners and it is a little patchy when you try to blend it. But I mean, this one, it was, when I bought it, $4 and something plus shipping, which is what really killed me on the pricing. But with these brands, you do have to pay shipping. Like, it's not like someone has it for the most part. You're paying to have it shipped to you. Not necessarily for each item, but like you could buy a bunch and then combine the shipping, obviously. But next we have Mary Kay, which is, it's fairly good. I mean, I used it for years. I really liked those look palettes. And I actually used almost every color in this in my look. I didn't intend to, but after I had the breakdown with the other brand, I just needed something that actually worked, that was actually eyeshadow, that I could actually put on my face. So here's the colors. You can see there's payoff. They blended okay. Like, this is under my eyes. These two are on my lid. This I kind of used as a little sparkle. It was fine. Like, it's a fine brand. I don't like the selling, but the makeup itself.
It's all right.
The next one I have is this Alouette, which I don't know a lot about the company. It just came up when I was looking for eyeshadows and MLMs, and I would have to say I only used one color of this, which was this one, but it worked really, really well. It might have worked the best out of all of them. We'll see how these other ones just go on my arm. Okay, definitely. So these are the ones from this. These are the best. Out of all the ones I tried, the Alouette eyeshadows objectively are better than all the other eyeshadows. I would say Alouette, then Mary Kay. And the rest of them, I wouldn't ever even use. I have them, I bought them, and I will probably throw them away.
This is junk.
Next, we have Younique. Now, this one also broke in transit, so I have bits of it. The silver was okay. The blue was super patchy. I couldn't do a lot with it. I tried to use it to fix something and it just made it worse. It didn't blend with the other eyeshadows. It just made a splotchy mess. I also have another color from them because this is the one that came with like a bunch of stuff. I couldn't get just an eyeshadow. So this is like a pinky, maybe orangey. I don't know, it's hard to tell. That one looks better than the blue. It's a little more creamy. I don't know, I still won't use it because it's an annoying little thing and I'm not buying a magnetic palette to put these in. It also came with a little cream eyeshadow, which may as well see what it's like. I can't get my finger in it. Just scrape it with my fingernail. I don't know. It seems terrible. I don't know if part of it is okay. It's way too dry. It's like crumbling. And then when you try to put it on, it just, because it's crumbling, it like goes in spots. So I don't know, maybe it's old. This is in the shade Mysterious, but It's not good. Also, I don't really like the shade. But I mean, that's personal preference. Like, someone else might love that shade. It also came with this lip sparkle, which I put on my lips. It does, like, chrome your lips almost, but it has a definite pink shift. I have my lips this color, like fire engine red, and it just turned them pink. So I don't know if there's like rules of what you're supposed to do with it. These websites have no information because they expect you to go to the like consultants and ask all your questions and stuff. So they're just like, here's some stuff. So I don't know. Not my favorite. Won't use any of it again. But now we come to the absolute worst eyeshadow I have ever tried in my life. It made me so upset. I was just almost in tears, like trying to like make this work. This is the Seint Amethyst Shadow. I also have a Dollywood one. I didn't try this one because it didn't, I tried to get like pinks and purples so I could like kind of put them all together. And this one I just got because it was really cheap. So I could see like two of them and like different formulas. But it didn't work with any of the colors. So I never tried that one. But this one, I don't know. It's so awful.
I hate it.
I was so upset. These are so expensive. This is the most expensive. These are $14 to $16 for this. Just this in the plastic, nothing else. Like this is the one that is $73 for a quad. No other options. If you want a quad in a box, you pay $73. And this is one of the things you can buy. I'm just, I need to calm down. But it's expensive. I spent a lot of money and I was thinking, oh, it will be cool to like compare these prices, but I thought the makeup would be okay. Like I thought it would be okay. It is really expensive. It ought to at least be okay. That is the eyeshadow. I tried to blend it and it just turned into a giant mess. There were splotches of it and then spots where none of it would stick. And I know I was using it with other types of eyeshadow, but I ought to be able to do that. I mean, at this price point, I ought to be able to do everything I want with it. There shouldn't be like, oh no, you can only use it with other Seint makeup or nonsense like that. Like, none of the, like, the Avon, what I used instead, I mean, it wasn't great, but it worked better. Avon worked better. You ought to be ashamed. That's all I'm saying.
Dishonor on you! Dishonor on your cow!
So here's the other one that's a sparkle. We'll see. I mean, I'm just gonna throw it away because looking at it will make me mad. Oh, it is chunky. Ugh. So yeah, it's like a chunky glitter. So I don't like chunky glitters because you can never get them smooth, but I think that's kind of a chunky glitter in general thing. Like you can see it on my finger how it looks like, but then just when you try to put it on your eyes with a brush, you just, it feels like I always end up with clumps. Seint is a complete waste of time, in my opinion. Like, you can tell me if you've gotten their stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, it's the best thing I've ever seen. But I was so upset. This is a very expensive video. I do not spend this much normally on my videos. I have a 3-box video from the Cheap Chick that cost less than this. I expected more. I expected so much more, which is ridiculous because the so much more I expected was that the eyeshadows would work. This was only supposed to be about the crazy price points. not that the eyeshadow sucked. Like, I never expected that at that price. I expected that they would put the effort in to make it good. So let me know what you think down in the comments. This really turned out different than I expected. So like, subscribe, comment for engagement, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.